Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. Thanks for joining me. In this practice, we're going to be doing one of my favorite poses, side angle pose. So we're going to be doing some variations of the posture so it works for your body. Let's begin in seated, so make your way down to the floor, or feel free to sit in a chair for this first part of the practice if you'd like, or if you need a little back support, go ahead and sit up against a wall. Even sit on something soft. I'm sitting on a folded blanket here. You can even use a pillow. Now I like to cross my legs, but you don't have to cross your legs here. If you need to extend your legs, one or both, go ahead and do that. Just feel comfortable for this first portion of our practice. We like to take a moment just to get into breath, just to arrive in the space. So sit up as tall as you can, nice length in spine. Maybe a quick circle of the shoulders and let them drop down away from your earlobes. Take a deep breath in and exhale with the sound through your mouth. Feel the body just settle in. Do that again. Nice full breath in and exhale to completion. Good. Just continue to breathe in and out. And you can close your eyes for this if you'd like, or if your eyes are still opened, just take a soft gaze forward or downward. In these first few moments of our practice, we just get into breath, the nice foundation of our practice, and helps us to be more present. As you're breathing in, just feel the breath rising upward, filling up your lungs, nice expansiveness in your heart space, and the exhale for the release. You want to feel the breath as it moves through your body, or appropriately feel how your body is responding to your breath. That might be the rise and fall of your chest or your belly, even your shoulders, even your back. Notice how your body is responding to your breathing effort. In this breathing meditation, we're focusing and concentrating. We're just kind of narrowing our attention to the feeling of the breath and now the sound of the breath. A nice oceanic sound as you inhale and exhale. Take 2 more breaths like this, and we'll add a very simple movement. Shifting from our breathing meditation to a moving meditation, still incorporating the breath. On your next inhale, extend the arms out and up. Good reach, nice stretch, energy through your hands and fingers. And as you exhale, extend your arms out and down, right back down to your side. Let's do that again. Nice full breath in, reaching out with effort. Feel as if you're going to touch the walls on either side of you, and even feel like you're going to touch the ceiling. Exhale, good energy in your arms, hands, and fingers as they come back down. Let's go a few more times. Feel the movement of your shoulders, perhaps this nice lengthening through the sides of your body as you reach up into the air. Good. 2 more times. Go at your own pace. Take your time. Good. And just come back to stillness for a moment. I like this transition from an active, moving body to a body that's in stillness. Just notice the disengagement of the muscles and the return to the awareness of the breath. All right, let's make a careful transition to our hands and knees. Feel free to use some padding. You might have a nice thick mat that should work very nicely. Or maybe you got a blanket. Let's see if we can unfold it here. So I have a nice rectangle for my knees at one end and hands at the other end, like so. Cat and cow. Inhale, tipping chin up, looking forward, arching the back. That's our back bend, that's cow pose. Exhale, round it out. Tuck the pelvis under. Feel the belly button pull up towards spine, chin to chest. A good rounding of the back feels so good. Inhale, tip pelvis back, arching the back, heart opens, look forward. Exhale, round it all out. Now just continue to breathe and move at your own pace, not only paying attention to the feeling and sound of the breath, but now the movement of the body, this wonderful undulation of the spine, getting some mobility in the hips. Finish the breath that you're on and take 2 more. When you're complete, just return to stillness in this simple tabletop posture. If you are using some padding, let's remove that from the mat. Set it to the side. Return to hands and knees, and let's guide our way into downward facing dog. Now, if your hands or wrists are directly underneath the shoulders, that's fine, but we're going to step the hands forward so they're out from underneath the shoulders. Even spread out your fingers pretty wide here so you feel a stretch between each finger. And a nice press into the mat so it flattens and opens the palms. Your hands are getting a nice stretch here. And just check in with your arms, nice and strong and straight. You're going to maintain that sensation. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, tip chin up, arching the back. So another cow pose. Exhale into cat pose. Hold cat. And then lift the knees off the floor and send your hips slowly up into the air. And notice how you naturally send the head and chest between the arms. You can adjust your feet here if you need to. I'm just taking mine a little bit wider and stepping my hands out a little bit wider. Just have a little bit more space in my neck and shoulders. You can really keep a good bend in the knees. That will allow you to send the hips up and back. Make sure you're pressing strongly into the floor with the hands. Even press more firmly towards your thumbs and index fingers. Let's go to our first lunge. We're going to pick up the right foot and extend the right leg back into the air. Reach through your toes. Keep pressing into the earth with the hands. Get nice and long. Breathe in again. In the exhale, we'll step right foot to the top of the mat or just let it land behind the right wrist. If you don't quite make it, just wiggle the toes forward. This back foot, we're going to turn outward so you can get the heel onto the floor. Shifting the weight back so you're more balanced between each foot so you can have more lightness in the hands. I like to rise to fingertips here, crown pointing forward, helping to extend spine. Now I can easily send the arms forward, hinge from hips, and rise up, and I'll be in Warrior One. A good reaching sensation, and I'm lunging down below. Now these warrior postures, Warrior One and then Warrior Two, will help guide us to our featured pose today, side angle pose. Take a breath in, exhale, turn to your left, bring your arms down to parallel. Now, I need to turn this leg out because I feel a little bit bound up in my left hip here. So if I just kind of spin those toes out, I get a nice outer spiral of that leg and I feel a little bit more opened here. Checking in with the front knee, making sure that the knee and toes are still pointing forward. So here's our Warrior Two. Let's guide our bodies now into side angle pose. I'm going to do 3 variations. All right, here's the first one. I'm going to reach forward just a little bit like this to angle the upper half of the body. I'm going to bring my right hand right to mid-thigh, right here, or a spot where you can easily hold on to. And then go ahead and extend this left arm up into the air. This is a wonderful way to practice side angle pose. In Sanskrit, this is Parshva Konasana. In this posture, we get this little tip of the upper body angled up here. And that's why we call it side angle, because we're standing kind of sideways. And it's an angled pose. We have a nice extension of this left arm. and get some hip opening, mainly because of the lunge. We're going to come back up to a warrior two. Go ahead and relax the arms here for a moment, just because that left arm was extending in the air for some time. Maybe a little circle of the shoulders. Just check in with the feet. If you need to make some adjustments here, go ahead, but we're gonna stay here, just keeping the legs nice and strong. You wanna have a nice, strong base. Just to check in with balance, okay? You wanna just kind of draw a line down your spine, all the way through the body. If I went all the way down to the floor where my finger is, I should have equidistance between the feet. Just a little tip there. All right, here's our next version of side angle. Let's return to our warrior two. I'm gonna reach out maybe just a little bit more to angle the upper half of the body. I'm gonna bend my right arm at a right angle and then rotate here and going a little lower, bringing the right forearm down to the mid-thigh while left hand reaches up into the air. Now, by going a little lower, I do have more sensation, certainly through this left side of the body, more strength and stability in the hips, a little bit more opening in the hips. You also want to have a sensation like you're wearing a belt and you're pushing that belt buckle forward just slightly, so you really get this nice opening up through the hips. Now, if this left arm is in the air and it gets fatigued, you can always bring it down, just like so. Just let it rest on the left side of your body, or even place left hand on hip. All right, to come back up, I'm just going to put some firmness into my thigh so I can start to rise, even hand on thigh here just to help manage. Coming back up nice and tall, just a quick return to a warrior two, and go ahead and relax the arms down. All right, one more version. How are your legs doing? If you need to rest, go ahead and rest. Big circle of the shoulders. Now I'm going to use my blocks for this next version because we're going to go down towards the floor. Now I've got a couple of blocks here. I'm just going to use one and just turn it up to level 3, just like that. Now I might need to take my feet a little bit wider. So my left foot, this back foot, I'm just moving it back a tiny bit. There. And with the right foot, just wiggling the toes forward just a little bit and just kind of sink a little deeper into this lunge. Check in with this alignment. Right knee stays stacked over the ankle. Try not to go past that. That's going to fatigue that knee. So we're staying here, so we're staying in muscle. All right, back to our warrior two. We're going a little deeper for our side angle pose, Parshva Konasana. Let's reach forward a little bit more, reach, and then rotate the arms. So I'm bringing this right hand down to this block, imagining or pretending that this is the floor. Even bringing my palm down right here. Oh, this goes good. Left hand reaching up into the air. So I can really feel the dynamics of this posture. Good extension, reaching high, opening up through the chest, side body stretch, hip opener, pushing the belt buckle forward. Good breathing. Again, if this left arm gets fatigued, you can bring it down to the side or hand on hip. Another thing you can try here too, as far as a little bit of a neck stretch, is turning your gaze or eyes up past this left hand. Now to come out of this pose, we're not going to come back up because we're down too low. We're going to inhale, exhale, turn towards the floor. I'm going to move my block out of the way. Bring my palms to the floor, rise up onto tiptoes back there. So I'm in this runner's lunge. Push strongly into the ground with the hands so I can slide this right foot back. Plank pose, hold. Let's take a little pause here, bringing knees to the floor and sit back into hero. Just to check in with the body. All right, even give the legs a little bit of a stretch. We're going to do the exact same thing other side. And because we're doing the other side, I'm going to go ahead and turn around so you can see the front. I'm going to keep my block handy. Let's return to down dog. I'll break it down, but just a little faster. Here's my tabletop, stepping the hands forward, spreading out the fingers. Lean into the hands, Open the palms, strong, straight arms, tuck toes. Inhale, cow, arching the back. Exhale, cat, round, hold, lift knees, send hips into the air, head and chest sink between the arms. Adjusting feet, adjusting hands. Bent knees, hips high, strong press into the floor with the hands, press more towards thumbs and index fingers. Left leg. Inhale, extend left leg into the sky. Reach and hold. Reach through your toes. Hands press into the earth. Long, straight line in the body. Breathe in. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat or behind the left hand. Right heel turns so it's on the floor, shifting the weight back. We're finding that equidistance here. Weight in the feet so I can take the weight off the hands. Reach forward. Rise up. Pause for a moment to fully arrive in Warrior One. Good reach and extension through the arms. Nice lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, turn to your right. Arms come down to parallel. Warrior Two. If need be, adjust this back leg. I'm going to spin those toes out, adjusting my feet a little bit so I feel secure. Okay? Again, feet equidistant from the spine. First side angle. Reach forward just a little bit. Rotate the arms. Left hand comes to thigh. Right arm up into the air. Let's take 3 breaths for each of these. Nice opening, good extension. And just notice the difference between or among each of these poses. This is a nice one. It's still the posture. It's gentle. You can probably hold a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to rise back up, return to Warrior Two. We're going to give the arms a quick rest. Little circle of the shoulders. Check in with the legs. Be sure you feel steady and strong. All right, second version. Warrior Two, reaching out a little bit more. Let's bend this arm 90 degrees. Let's bring the forearm to mid-thigh, reaching right arm up into the air. Good extension, more sensation. Belt buckle, pushing forward. Nice side stretch, really feel this in the hips. One more breath. Starting to rise back up and just pushing strongly into the thigh with the arm, then my hand, so I can finish coming back up to my Warrior Two. I'm going to give my arms another quick break. Big circle here. And let's go ahead and move into our final version. Extending the arms out once more. Reach out and even reach out a tiny bit more. And then rotate the arms here. Oh, I forgot to bring in my block. Let me go get that. Bring it in. So I can place the palm or fingers on the block. Now you can certainly go a little lower, and I'll attempt to go a little bit lower. And I also need to take my feet out a little bit wider, so I'm just wiggling these left set of toes forward, lunging a little deeper, reaching up. I'm going to turn my block down to level 2, so I'm going a little bit lower. Level 1. A little bit lower, taking a little bit more distance between the feet so I can reach the floor, and then moving the block completely, fingertips or palm to the floor. So you can see how deep this pose can go. Maybe turning head up towards right hand, moving out of the posture here. Inhale, exhale, turn, both hands to the ground, rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Let's push strongly into the floor with the hands so we can transition back to plank by sliding the left foot back. Here's plank pose. Let's go ahead and bring knees to the floor. Sit back briefly into hero. Go ahead and sit off to the side. Bring the legs around to the front and maybe cross your legs. Just returning to where we began our practice. Let's take a few circles of the shoulders here, along with some deep breaths. Inhale, lift shoulders up towards earlobes. Exhale for the release. So that was our side angle pose series. Really works the hips depending on how deep you go. But you can always modify by keeping the pose up high. You just want to make sure you still feel open and sideways in the pose, just to characterize that name, Parshva Konasana, side angle pose. So really being sideways. All right, one more movement together. Let's inhale, extend the arms out and up. Exhale, bring palms together and down to your heart right here. Take one more full and complete breath on your own. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow saying, Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.